This is another live radio link-up brought to you by the Government Communications, GCIS. The time has gone 2 minutes after the hour, 6 o'clock, and it's a very good evening to you. Welcome to it. This is our special broadcast. It is brought to you courtesy of Government Communication and Information System, the GCIS, together with the Department of Higher Education and Training. And those are our guests this evening. Pretty delighted to have you with me all the way through to, I nearly said 9 o'clock. I'm used to saying that on a different platform altogether. It's been long since I've been on the radio, please pardon me, but I'm very excited because I came in just at the right time where I should be saying a very big congratulations. I know it's too late. Some of you are probably saying, but we are like almost halfway into January. You want to congratulate us now. It's never too late. Well, congratulations to all the matriculants who've passed for the 2018 matric examinations. You guys have done absolutely amazing, and hopefully the future is going to have just wonderful things for you. Those who have not made it, don't worry about it. Don't despair. Best you try again, and this time maybe put a little bit more effort, and you've got an advantage. In fact, for those who are coming in for the first time in matric, everything's going to be brand new for them. If you're going on for the second time, at least you've got an advantage because you know a number of things that they don't know. So go for it, and give it all your best this evening. The name is Karabo Lance Stolana Saba Pedil Matebele Tabala Namu Kasonyarnaya Bushobial Wono Mutedeji Artabarna Luena of Kelaka Iriabo Senyani Bushobial Wono. Brought to you courtesy of Higher Education and Training together with the GCIS. My guest this evening is somebody who's going to bring us up to speed with regards to the topic that we're having. And this is a topic that I would like to invite those who have made it and those who haven't, because they're going to need this information down the year, right, towards the end of December. But those who've made it for matric and they're wondering, okay, what's next? Where do I go? How do I go about it? Who's going to help me? Are there funds? Who's going to pay for me? Well, we've got all those answers here. And somebody who's going to help me just unpack all of that stuff. Dr. Matthews Makopena, he's the CACH project coordinator. Now, mind you, this evening we're talking about CACH. All right, he's going to explain to us what CACH is all about. Central Applications Clearinghouse, that's what it means. So it's CACH without a T. I wish my daughter was here so we can do the whole spelling thing. You know, she'll be very excited that we do that. So CACH without a T, Central Applications Clearinghouse. So that's what we're going to be talking about this evening. But I don't know. Listen, I am the CAS, that's C-A-S, CAS Project Coordinator. Tatama Hopela, thank you so much for your time and for coming through. Welcome.
Thank you, Karabo, and good evening to the listeners.
Fourth engineer. I've got an A-class engineer on the other side, by the way, mending our sound. Thank you so much for your time as well, for coming through. Tate Lennox Truss, doing both sound and telecommunications. It's going to be quite an experience for him. We've challenged him to be on the other side of things. I want to see how many buttons can he press. There we go. Yeah, he's pressing the first one. There we go. So if you want him to press more buttons on the telecommunications side, all you got to do is to call us on 0800 142 446. Let's take it a bit slower now. Take it like you're driving a Beetle, you know. 0800 142 446. That's 0800 142 446. Let's just jump into the whole matter. By the way, you're more than welcome to speak in any language of your choice. Dr. Makopela, you from the CAS Project Coordination Desk. Tell us about that first, and then we're going to jump into CACH.
Thank you, Karabo, and once more, good evening, listeners. As Karabo has indicated, there's a CAS and there's a CACH, and sometimes you find people getting confused in terms of what is what. Currently, what is in operation is the Central Application Clearinghouse, which is a CACH. So the CACH is basically meant for those learners who were not accepted. I'm trying to be careful not to say rejected, but then who do not have placements at the university. So what we're doing, we take in their information, they will call in, and then, or they can send us SMSs, and the call center agents will call them, collect their information that indicates which province they want to study and which general field they're interested in. Now, coming to CARES, the CARES is twofold. There's Central Application Service, which the department has initiated. It hasn't started operating.
Right.
When CARES is operating, that will be probably in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
The current process of application that is taking place at universities will be done centrally. Here are the benefits of that kind of operation. You wouldn't have to pay application fee at 3 different or 4 different institutions.
Yeah.
You will pay one application fee, which is reasonably around 200. That will be decided by the department as we move along with the project. Now, once you have paid that, or you have selected where you want to study, you will be given 10 opportunities that you can select from. You can choose 10 opportunities from 10 different universities or TVET colleges.
Oh, wow.
Or you can mix them around. You can choose 2 at TUT, 4 at UJ, 2 at VET, and et cetera, depending on what your preference is.
Yeah.
Now, the benefit of that is that once you have been accepted by an institution, you'll be given a time frame, let's say 5 or a number of days. And then you accept that. If you don't accept it, that opportunity will be set free so that another student can take it. The current challenge that we're sitting with now is you find that a person has applied at 4 institutions, they've all accepted him, then he accept and go and register at 1. That means he would hold on to the other 3 opportunities that somebody could be taking on. So CACH is bringing about some of those benefits in terms of the cost, in terms of making sure that indeed when we say the spaces are full, the spaces are full.
Right.
So basically that is the project that we're currently working on. The establishment of CARES, whereby all applications within all the public universities and TVET colleges will be done centrally. So people wouldn't have to run around. You go to one stop shop, and then you do all those applications that will be interested in.
0800 142 446. That's 0800 142 446. It's gone 10 after 6 o'clock. Good evening to you. If you've just switched it on, well, we're on second gear now, so you can jump in and let's rock and roll all the way through to 7 o'clock this evening. And I'm being told that there's a couple of listeners who are calling in for the Department of Military Veterans phone-in program that's going to be happening tonight. It will take place after this one, that is. Okay, so we've got 2 phone-in programs this evening. The first one being the one that we're doing right now, the CACH without a T program, which is the Central Applications Clearinghouse program. That's what we're running for between now and 7:05. And at what is it, 19:15? There we go. Welcome back to radio, Karabo. 19:15, we're going to be running the Department of Military Veterans phone-in program. So ga le go phone ka tšeo le tlo emela yona nako e gore le letse seng gore jwale go nwe le bolela ka dilo tša sekolo re ke re hwetse gore bana ba rena re ka thuša jwang. So joining me in the studio ke Ntate Matthews Makopela, yena uzoba khuluma ngathi nge-CACH, uzositshela kabanzi nge-CACH ukuthi ngasinceda ngani, inceda abafundi ngani, and wena if you're also in that spectrum in terms of studying, how is it that you can benefit from CACH? So Ntate Matthews is here to tell us all about that. Let's move on. Let's jump into the whole CACH thing, and I want to touch on the issue that you're saying it is a temporary service. Why temporary? Are there problems with it, or it was just a mechanism that was put in place to just mobilize the what's coming in the future?
Yeah, that's correct. You would appreciate that not everybody would be accepted when they apply. So and there are issues of commotions at institutions during the January period. So what we are saying is instead of people going to an institution and you hear that there are spaces at that institution, run to that, When you get there, the spaces are full, you run to another institution. As a temporary measure, the department came up with the clearinghouse that will take care of those learners that has not been accepted.
Right.
So that's basically that. So ideally, when CACH is in place, you would apply, and once you have applied, when you are accepted, you are accepted. Fair enough. When you are not accepted, automatically, then, not now, then the CACH will be having your information on place and will be knowing that you are not accepted. And they will, instead of waiting for you to call, they will look at your results, because we're getting the results from Department of Basic Education and loading them onto our system. We look at the result and say, you qualify for this kind of qualification that is closer or something that is similar to what you're interested in. And then we would ask, are you interested in taking this alternative opportunity? If you are. If you are not, then we take other options of referring you to CDS, Career Development Services, that will guide you in terms of what kind of a career you can choose. So CACH is a kind of a stopgap in the meantime while we're still working on this massive centralized application a system project.
All right. Let's talk about how CACH works. Even though it's a temporary service and we have something in place that's coming in the future, but for those who are hearing it for the first time, let's bring them up to speed with CACH.
Yeah.
Right. How does it work if I'm hearing it for the first time?
Yeah, beautiful. CACH start functioning on the first day when the National Senior Certificate results are released. This year we started on the 4th. So on the 4th, once the results are released from both Examination Board, the Department of Basic Education, and the IEB and others, we get information from those organizations. We load them onto the CACH system, and then we know your data is there. We know your results. You don't have to tell us your results. The results are there. And then we start doing advocacy and communications through various radio stations and through media.
Yeah.
You would appreciate when matric results are released. In the publication, we do the advertisement in there, so you can get information as to how to contact us. But that, nevertheless, I will mention that.
Right.
Then, when you don't get a placement at an institution, you call through CACH. There's a toll-free number that you can call, or you can just send an SMS with your name and ID to 49200. Once you have done that, the call center agent will call you, and then you start engaging in terms of what you are interested in, what area of study you want to do, which place or which province you want to study in. And once your details are captured, and what will happen, the next thing is we would wait for institutions. By the way, institutions by then are busy with the admissions and registration. Then we wait for institutions to tell us that we've got so many openings. And then we look onto our database, we match the openings to those people who said they're interested, and we forward the information to the institution. Key that people need to take into consideration and note very well. CACH deals primarily with applications. The CACH does not have the authority or the power, and the department as well. It does not have the authority and the power to dictate to universities or TVET to say,
To accept.
take this person.
Yeah.
That is the responsibility of the and the authority of the institutions. So people tend to confuse that. If you look at what CACH does is it says, let's have your details and let's see what opportunities are there without you having to run around and forward your information there. Then the responsibility and the decision is left with institutions to make a decision and contact you if they get a placement. One other challenge that we have been experiencing over is not a challenge as such, is a concern that the general public has raised. Mind you, what we are doing is our aim is to make the PSET sector or institution or opportunities right on your PC, right in your eyes. All the opportunities, we want to make them available in your eyes for both the private and the public institutions. Now, the concern that the general public has raised is we normally get invites from private institutions and we cannot afford it. So going forward, what we're going to do is, when a person register onto our system, he will give us an indication to say, you can send my information to public, to both public and private institutions. If you just want information to be sent to excuse me, to public institutions, then you will indicate so. So those are some of the developments that we will have as we get feedback from the general public.
0800 142 446. That's 0800 142 446. It's a toll-free number if you're going to be calling from a landline. If you're calling from a cell phone, please call us in. We'll take your details down and we'll call you back. We'll save you new costs in that way. So do that. 0800 142 446. 0800 142 446. You know, they say, I nearly said actions speaks. What is that whole thing? Louder than words. What is it? You know, is it actions or what is it?
Actions.
Images.
Yeah.
Picture. What?
A picture speaks more than 1,000 words.
Paint the picture. What? You know, the picture. What colors? Hey, it's been long that I've been on radio. I'm going to tell you the truth. Yeah, but what I want to do is radio's got its own pictures as well. In fact, radio's pictures is in sound, and that's exactly what we want to do. I just want to paint a picture to you of what CACH is all about using sound. Kofosa msasas. All right. So no. I'm gonna be bringing that to you right now shortly. It's a clip actually that I think we did this about two years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of people responded and say it's a brilliant clip because in that way we're able to understand exactly what CACH is all about because of the way that you've put it in an ad format. So Lennox and I are just trying to brush off the dust quickly and see if we can play that clip for you. It must be just the other channel, I'm suspecting, Lennox. There's just two of them. I think it's the one on the left hand side, Pro Tools 1. Should be that one there. Just check it out quickly. So the Pro Tools 1 should be the one. I'm giving Lennox, there we go. That should be that one there. So let's try that one and see if this CACH sound will paint a picture for you.
We'll send your results to all other varsities, colleges and SETAs for learnership opportunities.
Smiley face and sunglasses. I'm contacting them right now.
SMS the Central Application Clearinghouse on 49200 and they'll call you. Brought to you by the Department of Higher Education and Training. Standard SMS rates apply.
We caught it right in the middle. I'm going to ask Lennox to start it all over again. Lennox, do you think we can do that so they can get a picture quickly? All right, we'll do that later because I've been told, thank you so much, I've been told there's a couple of people that would like to partake in the show. 0800 142 446, 0800 142 446. It's a toll-free number if you're going to be calling from a landline. We can take them called if you want, Lennox. I see there's just quite a number of them. If you're comfortable with that, we can just jump into them and take those callers. 20 minutes after the hour, 6 o'clock. This is a live broadcast and is brought to you courtesy of Government Communication and Information System, the GCIS, together with the Department of Higher Education and Training. And thank you so much to Deputy Minister Butima Namela. In fact, he's been going around just taking the status of the places of higher learning. And he was quite overwhelmed by some of them. But he was saying big ups for the wonderful work that's been done in terms of placements so far. And he was touching on the whole NSFAS issue as well. And he's quite satisfied. He did say there's quite, there's work to be done, but he was quite happy with what he was seeing and would like to thank the guys that are mending all of that. The NSFAS guys, we thank you so much. The CACH guys, we thank you so much for that as well. But we're going to be digging deeper into the whole CACH thing, and we spoke about different ways in which you can access CACH, and one of the ways is that SMS line, which is 49200. That's 49200, where you can SMS your name and your ID number, and you can register online as well. If you want to do that, it's catch without a t.dhet.gov.za. That's catch without a t.dhet.gov.za. I'm going to look quickly into my telecoms screen and see if there's a caller. Is there one? Let me take one quick. Okay, I've been told just to hang on hang tight. Let's go on. Let's talk about are there other opportunities that are made available through CACH, perhaps? Do you guys work closely with the NSFAS? Somebody might be placed, somebody you might receive their details and their data. Do you collaborate with NSFAS in terms of somebody might say, look, here's my details, I'm interested, I've got good grades, but can you also help me to access funds?
Yeah, brilliant. CACH is, I think it's envisaged to be a central point whereby learners who are interested in accessing the PSET sector can go through. Recently, we have had an agreement with NSFAS that, and I think this should be noted, is very, very important. All applicants who qualify according to the minimum standard required, the minimum, which family household has got a minimum threshold of 350. All those applicants.
Is it 3,500?
It's 350,000, yeah.
Oh, 350, that's annually, right?
Yeah, annually, yeah.
All
those applicants who have been accepted and then do not have funding for one or other reason could not do the applications. What we are saying is, if you are accepted, the universities, we have engaged universities and registrars to say universities should give CACH the list of those learners so that we have them onto our database, and then we forward that list to the National Student Financial Aid function. So the purpose is we need to have an idea now as to how many people are in the PSET sector and do not have funding. So once we have that, CACH, as I said, it has got its own mandate which deals with applications. But then when we have that information, then we would know so many people need funding. We take that information, we forward it to NSFAS. Then NSFAS will consider it, looking at the budget that they have, and the practicality of doing it. But then at least we are providing that facility to say it's not the end of the world. If you have applied through CACH or if you got placement and you don't have funding, the recent decision that was taken by the department is to say, we need your information and we will forward it to NSFAS. People will need to appreciate that NSFAS application closed last year in November.
Okay.
And that created some form of discomfort in the general public. So we kind of saying, we're not closing everybody out, that you did not apply because of whatever reason, we cannot be considered for funding. The other service that we are providing is we form partnership with the career development services. In terms of making decisions of what a person wants to study, at this level is not everybody who would have received career guidance and who would know what they do, who would know what their current results matches, what are other opportunities that they can take. So we partner with the career development services that can take a person through the process of career guidance and looking at their strengths, looking at their weaknesses, looking at what they're interested in, and then provide that kind of service.
So it is truly a one-stop and will be a one-stop service. Yeah. Because there, as much as your mandate is not necessarily funding, but look, you are bringing people closer to where funding is accessible.
Yes.
And of course, like you've said earlier on, you don't have the mandate to force even the high institutions or places of higher learning to accept anybody. The same applies with funding, because you have access to that information and are able to put people in touch with that. You cannot force the funders to fund anybody.
We can't impose that. The people should understand we're operating within the legislations, we operate within the mandate that we're given. So our mandate is to make sure that every individual has got at least access to the private institutions. You don't have, if you have to apply, it's to simplify, basically it's to simplify people's lives.
Right.
If you want to apply at 5 institutions, you go to one central point. There are many cost implications that goes into, if you have to apply to UJ, for argument's sake, VET, UCT, first of all, you have to get access to the internet, which is data that is required.
Absolutely.
So with one point, you're cutting that cost.
Yeah.
Secondly, the other points that I will mention. Secondly, you don't have to run around. You don't have to run to Joburg, but when
where are UG?
Utawar spaces stay go UG, you run to UG. Utawar spaces stay go
Tell me about it.
you run to
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So we trying to simplify people's life, make people's life easy. At the moment, let me emphasize this, and this is very, very important.
Yeah.
CACH, please, my dear brothers and sisters, CACH does not require any cent from you to provide you this service. We have had complaints raised that some people were asking for money.
I was going to ask you about that.
For this kind of service, and they even go to an extent of saying, you pay us a certain amount, we will get you a space at an institution. Nobody can get you a space at an institution other than the relevant authorities or officials appointed by an institution.
But that is Baba Berkamana, they're in that institution.
That those that are working in the department, who's got that responsibility of doing admissions based on the minimum requirements that are required. So even myself, I'm working for the Department of Higher Education.
You can't.
I can't. I interact with all these universities.
But when it comes to that,
you can't. I can't.
Yeah.
Even the DG, even the minister does not have legally by law.
Yeah.
It does not have that authority. The authority of admissions, of deciding you have been accepted into this course,
lies with
the institution.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important that the public understand that we, as CARES and CACH, we're making your life easy for your information or your application to be at an institution.
Right.
Then we end there.
Let's take a caller quickly. We're going to come back to that. I'm very excited that you've actually mentioned the whole issue study scam, because they were quite vile, if I may say, last year. And I've heard a couple of them. We've addressed some of them on our radio shows and radio news bulletins as well. And let's take a caller quickly. 0800 142 446. I'm not sure who's on the line at the moment. Good evening to you, caller. Who am I speaking to? Good evening, caller. Who am I speaking to? Caller, what's your name? Okay, Asimbonanga. I nearly sang that song, Asimbonanga. Hey, ngizongena enkingeni. 0800 142 446. That's 0800 142 446. Azange sukufaka ebondeni, by the way. It's just a technical glitch that we've been having. That mix has been giving me problems lately, but we'll sort it out. And Lennox is trying very, very hard to work with it as it is now. So 0800 142 446. 0800 142 446. Do we have that call on the line back? Okay, let's move on. Issues of desperation. I think this is where everything started.
Oh, hashtag freaking out.
Okay.
Hey, girl.
Okay, I was going to freak out, but not now. Issues of desperation, by the way, this is where people get into trouble. And like I said, last year there were quite a number of cases where people are saying that they've been asked to pay a sum of money to get placement into an institution. And one of the reasons that were given was that it is because you've applied late. So let's talk about the time factor. Whether you apply late or you don't apply late, issues of paying for you to be, or for you to access services of CACH, there's nothing like that.
There's absolutely nothing that you have to pay. This is a government initiative that is offered free of charge. You don't pay a cent. The only payment that you could do is when you're using your data. But then we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
You use your data for any transactions that you are doing over your phone, over using the internet. That is the payment that will make you. It's got nothing to do with CACH. So CACH is a free of charge service. Even when we refer you to CDS and provide you career advice, that is a free service. When we forward your information to the institution, it's a free service. You don't have to pay a single cent. The department has made a budget available for this project to run free of charge to the general public.
But I think people are very, very lucky these days. But I mean, when you explaining the whole thing you're running around, I remember very well going from what we used to call technical Pretoria back in the days. Now I understand as University of Technology. Running from there to UJ, back there again, and going to vets and here and there. And now it's just one stop. People can just click of a button. Your information is all over and you can be helped. It's absolutely wonderful. I tell you what, let's paint that picture again in terms of CACH. If you've just joined in and you're wondering what we're talking about and how does it work, here it is. 2, 1.
Ukuthula enkantolo. Ungaqhubeka mhlonishwa.
Inkosi enkantolo, iclient yami idinga isincephezelo. Ngokomthetho wokuqashwa ngokwamalungelo afanayo, kwakanyaka ka
Hayi ngiyaphikisana nalokho Nkosi enkantolo. Umhlonishwa usabambelele emthethweni wakudala oswachitshiyelwa. Futhi amacala okuqashwa ngokulingana akufanele angenele enkantolo asequlwe CCMA.
Mhlonishwa. Umthetho okhuluma ngawo umdala kakhulu. Ukuqasha ngokulingana kanye nemithetho ezemisebenzi sekwachitshiyelwa. Ngakho ke musu ukuchithela inkantolo isikhathi. Angenele inye icala.
Oh, hashtag freaking out.
Hey girl, what's going down?
What if I get regretted from the varsity I applied to? Worried smiley face.
Chill, girlfriend. All you have to do is SMS your name and ID to the Central Application Clearinghouse on 49200. If you are regretted by your favorite varsity, CACH will send your results to all other varsities, colleges, and SETAs for learnership opportunities.
Smiley face and sunglasses. I'm contacting them right now.
SMS the Central Application Clearinghouse on 49200 and they'll call you. Brought to you by the Department of Higher Education and Training. Standard SMS rates apply.
It has gone 27 minutes just before 7 o'clock. 0800 142 446. I see there's quite a number of people trying to call in. Good evening to you, caller. Who am I speaking to?
You're speaking with Pat Comrade.
Patko, thank you so much. You're calling from Takalani Community Radio out in Lusikisiki.
In Alwano.
Kirle ka bo proak. You calling from Beaufort West. What is your question, Patko?
Question yaka ke utlwa ntate Putumanamela ba tlele program entle haholo ne ek batla o tseba yona since o le teng batho ga ba applyela ntwela ya NSFAS kutlele o la bua ka yona o fana motho a ka nna ke a gona o itseba ke a tseba gore no nka o applyela at the end of the day o chelte ye wena tsa bo ifumana o NSFAS o mpha nna 35% o chelte o fana gore motho wa qala o kena varsity kapa wa qala o applyela for NSFAS since le kgetho la haela pele varsity o fumana gore no chelte ye ne ha eno a itsebo gore ke kae ko 35% ikena mo tshena a ile a be o am applyela varsity ka ba ntse tse tshwana le tseno ba ile ba di hlokomela na hobane ntoro tse tshwana le bo Zastroni bo Thabelo bo ka dile tsa etala ntse tshwana le tseno na le batho fumana gore ba applyela batho at the end of the day ba ja ka batho question ya ke ya bedi ke batla o tseba since ba re no una le program ape e teng ke le tswana second chance matric o fumana gore motho o ile a faila matric ya hae se mo se fedileng ha faitse he no o fumana gore no ene sa mo motho a feikwetse no e se ikwetse ya gona gore no a applyele o catch since o ile wa mention una le SMS ya 49200 ne and then ya gona a applyele for lemo se tlang kapo o kota e latelang in order gore le yena a fumane access gore a tswele pele ka dithuto tsa hae.
Thank you so much, Patko, calling from Tagalani Community Radio. Let's take another caller quickly. Good evening to you, caller. Who am I speaking to? Hello? Hello, caller? Ungenile moyeni tata. Thetha nami.
Oh, yebo uphutula sinjani?
Siyaphila njani?
Siyaphila ni uMarco kamthembu ngalelo kumgungundo 107.6.
Ubani lo khulumayo?
uMarco kamthembu.
Mark. Okay, thank you so much, Mark.
Ngilalele kumgungundo 107.6. Yes, umbuzo wami la ngiyayizwa uma ngibambise phakathi nje isihloko sohle.
Okay, let's just close the channel. Close this. There we go. Mark, are you still there? I think we've lost Mark there. All right, Mark, if you're listening, please call us again. I'd like to hear from you. Good evening to you, caller. Who am I speaking to? Mark? Yes, who am I speaking to? Ngikhuluma nobani?
Ukhuluma noMandla komlaba.
Mindlozi kunjani mfowethu?
Siyaphila kunjani?
Ngiyaphila, manje umbuzo wakho uthini?
Mina ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi uminister mhlawumbe umhlonishwa uqinisekisa kangakanani ukuthi
since ukuxhaso lukhona liphuma akukho lapho kuvuza khona nje uthola ukuthi sekuze kungenelela izinto enjengo-corruption kanjalo abasaphumeleli ke abafundi imali ayisakhona ukufika kubafundi uqinisekisa kangakanani kumele usayidilele ngoba kwesinye isikhathi ezinye izinto ebuyishaya yizo lezo.
All right. Thank you so much, Mindlos. I really appreciate it. Let's take another caller, last one for this round. Good evening to you, caller. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, Tate Karabol guys.
Dad.
Are paying information Tate Kamu studio Gesterna Kamu studio ki George go Atcheville.
George.
Yes, first question aga go with guest hore some technical colleges ke mo dingor ba aloa the student ke dingor the entry level trading from grade 9. So ne ba go with for the courses that you doing maybe more the technical colleges. You can go the colleges they dingor like on the grade 9 ko teng. So ne ke bitsore ka mo CACH di allow or maybe the students that grade 9 ba khona register mo database ya bona. And second question is the registration. What do you need to register the document? What do you need to register more online? And then the last one, can CACH assist students who are already applied there but never received any response from the institution.
Thank you so much. This is George calling all the way from Atteridgeville. Go pay Nida. So okay, let's go on to these questions quickly and let's see how we can work it out. Mark, I'm expecting you to call in the next round. I'd really like to hear from you. Mandla says, in fact, Mandla and Patko, they're almost talking about the same thing. Bra Matthews, Ichuya now want to call it scam and corruption proof. So this system, CACH, the way it's done and the way people are using it, the service itself, is it scam and corruption proof?
You appreciate, Karabo, that in any endeavor, any exercise that or service that you're offering, you do your best such that you protect the reputation of the service that you're offering.
Yeah.
And also the public against those kind of things, such as fraud and corruption.
Yeah.
So looking at the channels that we are utilizing, we providing applicants with a direct number, 49200.
Yeah.
You can only get a call from the call center agents. Or we give them access to the website, which is catch.dhet.gov.za. So when you go to the website, your information will definitely get onto the CACH database. So in that way, we certain that if you get contact, it indeed has to be coming from CACH.
Mm-hmm.
But then people being people will always try to exploit and manipulate the system that is there. The people just have to be vigilant, and if they get calls to say you need to make a payment for that particular service, they need to verify by going to the indicated website, catch.dhet.gov.za. Looking at the issue of that was raised by Mandla indicated that some people apply for others and then they take a percentage. That is fraud at its best.
Right there.
Yeah, that matter should an individual find themselves in that kind of a situation, they need to go to the institutions that they are registered with and speak to the NSFAS official and say, this is what is happening, and the institution will basically investigate it. Or they can contact NSFAS. Peter, I don't have NSFAS numbers, but then you can go to NSFAS website, which is nsfas.ca.za, and raise your concerns there to say, I've got a funding, but then 35% goes to some individual. And the way NSFAS is structured, currently I was listening to the current head of NSFAS. He was indicating that one of the plans is to pay money directly into the student's banking account.
Okay.
So that is something, I'm not so certain if it's in place already, but it's something that is being talked about.
Yeah.
So which I believe will be happening, I think, for this financial year.
Right.
So this percentage kind of a thing of applying for a person, it shouldn't work, because even the NSFAS service itself is free. So basically, the government services of this nation, especially when it comes to the higher education, those services are free. Your money, if you get NSFAS, is your money. And a caller, I think, from the Free State, my brother, I beg your pardon for not remembering your name. You indicated that if you did not get NSFAS this year, what will happen next year? Yeah. You still can apply.
Do you have to reapply though?
If you didn't get it, you reapply.
You reapply,
yeah,
when
indicating
the
that
application window's open. Okay.
Yeah, like people who got NSFAS this year, or who got approval that you've got NSFAS, and NSFAS just waiting admission or registration. For next year, their NSFAS is still available, because they've been awarded that. Depending if their financial situation changes at home, that can change. But ideally, once you've got NSFAS, you've got NSFAS. It's just a matter of you to register and go and perform at school. And there are other rules that governs NSFAS, which can be downloaded on the NSFAS website.
Of course. George came in there. This is a very interesting one, and I'm happy George asked it. George, there are some technical colleges telling where they take people from grade 9. Mm-hmm. Right. So, services to CACH. I get more we spoke about those bad in matric. Now, what about the grade 9s telling where they want to access education, like TVET colleges, for instance? Do we cater for those?
Yeah. Perhaps I did not come across very clear. When matric results are released, we get those results and we load them onto the system.
Yeah.
And then CACH is then open for everybody. If you meet the minimum requirements to enter the PSET sector, of which grade 9 qualifies people to enter the TVETs, you qualify to send 49200.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Your information will be captured on CACH, and then your information will be forwarded to relevant institutions that are to your level of qualification or level of schooling. So CACH, anybody who wants to enter the PSET sector qualifies to be on CACH. Other opportunities are available. There are learnerships. If you haven't got anything from universities, from the TVETs, and your database is your information is on the database, organizations that have got learnership can always come on board and say, we are looking for this kind of people. We will verify if indeed they've got those accreditation to offer those qualifications, and we forward your information to those institutions, and they will be in contact with you. So the other thing that one may want to talk to is the issue of the fly-by-nights. With CACH, you've got pretty much protection from fly-by-nights, because what happens is when we get your information and it's sitting on our database, we then, private institutions will contact us and say, I'm interested in this kind of learners.
And they do?
They do, indeed.
Okay.
And then what we do is give us your confirmation letter from the relevant authorities, like which SETA are you accredited with? Do you have accreditation with the Department of Higher Education?
Institution registration number.
All those things, yeah.
Okay.
And then we do the verification. And once you are happy with that, you are indeed verified. That is when we can forward you learners that are interested in what you are offering. So when you're going through CACH, you kind of have got first line of defense in terms of entering into this fly-by-night or unregistered colleges. And the fly-by-night issue has been a very, very serious matter with the department. The department is taking it very seriously. That's why these are some of the mechanisms that we are taking. So if you're coming through CACH, you're pretty much comfortable that whatever institution that is calling you, saying we're calling you and we've got your information from CACH, there's some verification that was done in terms of the institution.
Do they take those chances, though? I'm wondering, now that you've brought it up. Have you had instances where these fly-by-nights contact you and say, look, We are aware of the system. We're aware of the services that you guys are offering. Refemfela like about 50 of the people that we can place in our. Do you?
We up to so far we have never got anyone.
Look.
Yeah, because you would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Colleges currently are registered with the are expected to be registered with the Department of Higher Education.
Yeah.
So information is sitting with us. We just go to one floor up and then we get the verification of whether you are accredited or not.
Yeah.
So you'll never you can we can even trace if the only issues that we would have is somebody had an accreditation and it has expired. Then we indicate your accreditation has expired. You can't provide that. Whether being an oversight or people thinking they may not see it, but we trace that. We do indeed investigate. Go inside the department database, go to the relevant authorities, and we get confirmation whether they are accredited or they are not.
Yeah, all right.
People should understand that there will be losers and winners in here. It's not only learners who are gonna lose. The department as well will have providing poor service, and which is not what we want to do, and it will have issues of reputation. So we're making sure that we indeed, which is our primary objective, to protect the citizens as well. So this CACH as well, one can look at it as a mechanism of protecting people against this fly-by-night kind of a thing.
All right, 12 minutes before 7 o'clock, 0800 142 446. Junkin, if you're listening, please call in. I'd like to hear from you. Let's take a caller quickly. Good evening to you, caller. Who am I speaking to?
Good evening.
Yes, who am I speaking to? Hello? I need to send that song. 0800 142 446. Good evening to you, caller. Mhlonishwa. Hello? Ngiyakuzwa, please speak to me. Okay, let's go. Ngiyaphila kunjani?
Siyaphila. Ukhuluma noMandla futhi uMandla wamlaba ngikulalela ngilawulundi kwaZulu-Natal eNguna.
Siyabonga Mandla.
Yes ba. Umhlonishwa nginombuzo futhi omncane la. Umhlonishwa uveza ukuthi ngokohlelo lwabo imali fanele isuke straight iye ku student. What if imali sisebenze ngendlela engalungile, mhlawumbe isideni 1 2 3 nje kubuyazi youth ukuthi ihamba kanjani. Yasebenza ke ngasazenza izinto fanele ngabe yazenza. Siphelile ke imali bra kwenziwa njani ke esimene sinjengaleso?
Okay, Binlos, we will definitely try to answer that, and I'm saying try because I don't want us to speak on behalf of our colleagues at NSFAS, but Brameth, if you want to maybe just touch on that, you're more than welcome to do that. But before we do that, let's take a caller quickly. Good evening to you, caller. Hello? Just say hello. Hello? Okay. Let's see if I can put it. All right. And I'm saying this, Brameth, because obviously you hear from a different service altogether. But we don't want to chase people away, you know. Would you like to touch on that? Or should I refer this caller to our colleagues as far as who would have a direct answer for that?
Yeah, I'm not so sure if I...
Yeah. Because you've touched on the issue of NSFAS is working on a criteria or on a system where money will be deposited straight into one's bank account. And he's saying, what if that money is being spent unwisely? What happens then? Have you got mechanisms to deal with that once it has happened? Of course, when I say you got, meaning NSFAS colleagues, but your experience with, being close to the colleagues, what would you say?
Yeah, now that goes to a couple of issues. It goes back to our society and our mindset.
Oh, yeah.
The issue of discipline. And if you go to school or you are in the treasury and money is in your account for your daily operations, like your meals and stuff like that, and you finish the money, that talks to your level of discipline and that. But the NSFAS, the information that I got was NSFAS will have programs in place to educate learners in terms of issues of financial management.
Management, yeah.
That is a management. When your parents send you money and you finish it, is your responsibility. It's your irresponsibility. So, in that way, I don't think anybody or any unit, even NSFAS, can go and police you in terms of how you manage your finances. So NSFAS will just make money available and try to provide guidance as to how to spend your money responsibly, such that it reaches the next cycle when you're getting money. So it's a societal thing for students to start thinking and acting responsibly. Just like your salary, some people finish their money within the first 3 days. So the employer cannot come and say you have finished your money. So that's some of the things are just beyond. We can only try to educate the society in terms of how to spend responsibly.
No, I want to pull that stunt one day here, which is I want to black up my money in 2 days and go to HR and say I want more. They must give me more. No, I'm just joking. Let me not tell people to do wrong things. 0800 142 446. That's 0800 142 446. Let's take a caller quickly. Caller, good evening to you. Welcome to the show.
Hello, sir.
Kunjani baba?
Ngiyaphila.
Ngiyaphila, ngizocela ukhulumele phezulu, angikuzwa kahle. Ngikhuluma nobani?
Ngikhuluma noTebo ngale nyathi.
Ubani?
uTebo kaMfundisi.
Utebogo. Bratebza, umbuzo wakho uthini?
Utswala imele hore a ka utlwa karabo ya ntate mo hore e file hore wa apply ka grade 9 or 10 le teng ba dumella ka pojwa.
Tebo jwale ha o tsena mona mo radio jwale o bua seZulu jwale nna ke nna ro tswa kwana KZN jwale wa bua ke mona wa bua. Okay, we'll definitely answer your question. Thank you so much for calling in, Debza. Let's take another caller quickly. Good evening to you, caller. Hello? Fakebondeni. Good evening, caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Some Fakebondeni. Here's the last one. Good evening to you, caller.
Hi, you're speaking to Michelle. How are you?
I'm good in yourself, Michelle.
Good, thanks. Sorry, man. I only got in on the interview about 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I am quite interested in finding out what the company's name is, because I work at a company that can definitely assist learners with accredited learnerships.
All right, 100%. We'll give you what we're gonna do. All right, Michelle, can I ask you to call after 7?
Okay, not a problem. Do I
All right,
the
and then we'll take your details down quickly, and we'll put you in touch with those people that can help you. All right.
Thanks so much. Have a good day.
You too. All right, 5 minutes before 7. Let's take the last one quickly. 0800 142 446. Good evening to you, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Kubulalma.
I'm first.
Who am I speaking to?
Soli.
Brasol.
Yeah.
Bualin Nandadwaga. What's your question?
Everything hopefully vujisha mo because the student mo college then the student mo college eveke hopela vujisha ka learnership gore nka ya phela ba.
Okay, wena onyaka learnership ife?
Hello.
Wena onyaka learnership ife Brasoli?
Engineering.
Okay, we are engineering, ne? And where are you based? Where are you based? Urula guy.
Kidula Hamenstra, like it's an Abotan enough college.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll try to assist you on that one there. Soli, good evening to you. Let's take a last one there quickly. Lennox, good evening to you, caller. Okay, Simfage Bondin. Here's another one. Good evening to you. Hello. Okay, let's Masbayeg. Debza called in, and Debza wants to find out. I think he missed that the response we gave to the other caller with regards to grade 9s. Is it possible for them to use the CACH system? Maybe let's touch on that quickly.
Yeah, definitely. The and other listeners. If you're in grade 9, you you probably would qualify to be accepted at a TVET college. So, and TVET colleges, universities, and universities of technologies, the SETAs, that talks to learnerships, all those, they fall within what the mandate of the Department of Higher Education and Training, which some people will call the PSET sector.
Yeah.
So in simple terms, yes, you can call the number 086, I'll have to find it from it's 086350, I don't have it correctly, 086350, with 600 350 635. I stand to be corrected. Or you can, in simpler terms, send an SMS to 49200. The SMS should have your name and ID number to 49200. Then the call center agent will call you and collect your details. Alternatively, you can go to the catch.dhet.gov.za website. In that way, you will be able to register yourself online. Or you can just go to the website. You will have an option to send an SMS. You just click on there, send SMS, and then you put your name and ID, and then you click submit, and the call center agent will call. That's the easiest way to get into the CACH system.
Okay, learnerships. Or do you want to touch on another one?
The issue of solely, I think the same principle will apply. You just go to register on the CACH system, and you indicate learnership. Fortunately, you take a learnership, and we just get a call inquiring about offering learnership opportunities. So you can go to the CACH website, similarly to what Tebogo would do. You SMS 49200, or you go to catch.dhet.gov.za. In that case, you will be contacted. Your information will be captured on the CACH database. I just wanted to find out from Soli, perhaps. He said he's doing engineering. I don't know if he's still on the line.
No, he's not.
He's not.
No.
I just wanted to confirm which engineering, because there's electrical, mechanical, civil, and stuff like that. But then he can go onto the CACH database, web page, and register his details. Then the call center agent will contact them.
7 o'clock on the dot. That's the voice of Mr. Matthews Makopela. He's the CACH, CAS project coordinator. And thank you so much, Ndata Makopela, for your input. Your last words, really? Encouragement, words of encouragement, words of congratulations, and get yourself into trouble like I did. Yeah?
Yeah, there are fundamental principles that CACH operate from, and we're trying from the department and from the CACH project team point of view, we're trying our best to provide the best and the safest and the most quality kind of a service. Perhaps I should mention that we cannot guarantee a placement, and then we cannot determine if the institution is going to contact you, when they will contact you. And I also want to mention, people need to be very, very vigilant when it comes to people promising them placement and for a fee. Even when a person just promises a placement, people can't, nobody can provide you placement. I'm saying on live radio myself, working closer to CACH, I can't promise you anything on the placement that you'll get a space, I'll hook you up. It doesn't work like that. Maybe I should mention again that at this stage, most institutions are pretty much done with their admissions and application. They're just mopping up those that are still lagging behind. So people may need to consider learnerships, which indeed provides a benefit. You get training, you get kind of work experience, practical work experience. You, on top of that, there's a little something that goes into your pocket.
Of course.
Yeah, and that is for free as well. You don't have to pay for a learnership. You just go in there, you get trained, and a learnership, the beauty of it, you live with a DHET accredited qualification.
Wow.
Yeah, you can live with although most are offered at NQF level 5, which is pretty much a certificate, but then you've got something to show. So that's what I would have, and people should also guard against the fly-by-night institution. If you want to find more information about issues of fly-by-night, you can also just contact CACH, send an SMS to CACH, and when they call you, find out is this institution or college a fly-by-night. Alternatively, you can go to the DHET website, dhet.gov.za.
Right.
There's a link that gives you accredited colleges. So and lastly but not least, we encouraging people to, when applications open, I think universities would open around March, April, if I'm not mistaken. But then people can check the media, check the internet. When universities open for applications for 2020, we encourage people to apply. And to apply, you go onto the web, you apply. You basically don't have to go around the country. Yeah. You can go onto the Facebook, internet, and apply. I forgot to mention that we also have got a Facebook page, CACH_SA. That's where you can interact with us. That is pretty much what young people will use to interact with us. CACH_SA, and then you just send your query. You just indicate your anything that is giving you a headache, and we'll find a way to respond to that.
Mr. Matthews Makopela, the CAST project coordinator, thank you so much, sir, for coming through. Really appreciate those contact points again. Very quickly, website, it's catch.dht. I beg your pardon, catch without a T, let me put it that way. catch.dhet.gov.za. The SMS number, you SMS your name and your surname, ID number to 49200. Email address, it's catch without a T at dhet.gov.za. And finally, Facebook page, www.facebook.com/catch without a T _SA. Those are the contact points. 4 minutes after 7 o'clock. Thank you so much, Nobubele, on video, coming from our video department, but really appreciate it. As well as Mr. Lennox Class, manning the whole plane on the other side. That is the technical on sound, as well as telecoms, doing an absolutely amazing job there. Really, really appreciate it. We do have a program coming in the next 11 minutes. That's the Department of Military Veterans phone-in program. If your station was listed and you had a confirmation from one of us, stay tuned. We're coming up. That's going to be coming up in the next 11 minutes. So hang in there. From myself, Karabolans, Tinyo Puzamanz, Ngiyabuya.